Should start any moment now. Good evening, everybody. This is Rabbi Karen. So glad that you can join us this evening on simshalom.com for our Tuesday Ma'ariv service. Welcome to all. We are here with Dr. Ron, Marvin, Ellen, Rabbi Elias, Al, who's driving so he can't talk to us, iPhone, Joanna, Rudolph, Sue, and Hunter. So welcome to everybody. I'm so glad you could be with us. Let's share the screen as we begin our Tuesday Ma'ariv service. Oops, dropped the yarmulke. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is and how pleasant when we dwell together in unity. Okay, let's go. And now we're having our call to praise. Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach. Baruch Adonai hamavorach le'olam va'ed. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever. Okay, technology doesn't want to work. There we go. Ha'ma'ariv ha'ravim. If you've been with me for a while, you know my favorite time of day is watching a sunrise and watching a sunset, because the beauty of the colors of the sky is a physical reminder of Adonai's miracle to us of separating light from dark and dark from light. So now as I look out, I only see thunderstorms rolling in, which is another miracle. But let's talk about evening. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvar moro ma'ariv ha'ravim. B'chochma poteach she'arim, u'vivuna mishaneh itim, u'machalif et hazmanim, u'msader et kochavim b'mishmoroteim barakia kirtzono. With wisdom you open gateways, with understanding you alter times, vary the seasons, and assign the stars to their watches in the sky. Borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshek b'choshek mipnei or. Uma'avir yom u'mevi layla. Uma'avdil ben yom u'ben layla. Adonai tzevaot shemo. El chai v'kayam tamid yemloch aleinu li'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv ha'ravim. O living and ever-enduring God, reign over us forever and ever. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who brings on twilight. Everlasting love you offer your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night, we will reflect on them. For they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And now the prayer that states who we are, our beliefs, and our love for Adonai. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kivod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom, forever and ever. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart. And you shall teach them diligently to your children. And you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you rise up, and when you lie down. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, and you may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy, holy unto your God. Okay, I'm just going to stop the share for a moment. Say hi to everybody. Sephora, so glad you could join. Ziona, you know it's always a pleasure. Kimberly's coming in. Kimberly's going to be in the house. So welcome everybody. Let's take a look at our restream. Albert, good evening. I hope you're doing well, sweetie. All right, let's see if anybody's in our chat. Okay. Oh, Sue, that's wonderful. You were reading the Hebrew with me. That's great. I'm so glad to hear that. Okay, Sapporo, you and I got to have a talk. We haven't had a talk in a long time, so we got to exchange a few thoughts. All right, let's go back to our service. And speaking of miracles, as Miriam and the women went through the parting of the Red Sea, they sang, Mi chamocha balim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef. Your children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom. V'hachamidenu malkeinu l'chaim ufrosh aleinu sukat shalom lecha. Adonai, bless us and watch over us in these troubled times. Take care of us, be our counsel, be our shield. Shield us from all hostility, disease, war, famine. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. May we continue to be a shining light amongst all nations. For you are protecting and saving power. Truly a sovereign power, gracious and compassionate are you. God, our going and our coming in life, now and in all eternity. Spread us over your shelter of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, haporeh sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who spreads your shelter of peace over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Yitkada v'yitkada shemei rabba b'yamad yirach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uv'yo umechon uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael bagala bagala uv'zman kariv v'yimeru amen yesh mei rabba mevorach Li'olam li'al me'al maya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yiraman v'yinaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitala shemei dekudisha b'richu leila mikol bechata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata damiram v'yalma v'yimeru amen. And now our standing prayer. So please, if the body allows, please rise. And if not, please recite along with us as you are seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'yimotenu. I did just like my students. I just recited without looking. Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim v'Konei HaKol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imaot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei V'nehem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, v'Ezrat Sarah. Adonai, you made promises to our ancestors, to our forefathers and our foremothers. Please remember they are our mishpacha. Please keep those promises, not just to them, but to the generations after, the promises that you have made also to us. Adonai is our strength. Adonai gives life to the living. Adonai is the only superhero we will need. Atagi boli alam Adonai, Michayah kol atarav, Lahoshia, Michakel haim bechesed, Michayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim, Berofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Kayem en munato lishene afar micha mocha bal givuro umido melech memid Kayem umatzmiach Yeshua v'nemanata lahayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh All right, my computer just wants to be so sensitive to the touch. Okay, just checking the chats. Excellent. Checking this chat. Albert, thank you so very much for your kind words. All right, this Torah portion this week is called Naso. Let's remember those who don't count. This Parsha Naso begins with a continuation of the census in Parsha Bamidbar. Naso is the longest single Parsha in the Torah, and it is also my son's Torah portion from 25 years ago. And if I remind him it was 25 years ago, he's going to go oy vey. The Lord says to Moses, take a census of the sons of Gershon, ages 30 until age 50. To perform service in the tent of meeting, and they shall be instructed by Ithamar, son of Aaron. The sons of Merari are counted next, same age group, and to perform service in the tent of meeting, and they shall be under the supervision of Aaron's son Ithamar. The sons of the Kohathites are counted next by Moses, Aaron, and the chiefs. They are counted by the same gender, age, and would be in service in the tent of meeting. The total tally was 8,580. As directed by Adonai, they were appointed by Moses, each man to his service and his burden. In Numbers 4:49, it says, Ish al avodato ve'al masa'o. We have seen in these two parshas the counting of 600,000 men from ages 20 to 50, either for military purpose or to be part of the tabernacle, taking it down, carrying it, or rebuilding it. But I ask, what about those not counted? I wonder, where did Moses' son, Gershom and Eliezer, count? Were they part of a tribe in charge of anything? Actually, they, their mother, and their grandfather Jethro joined Moses during the Exodus, and that is the last that is mentioned of them. If we look at history, we see many, many people who are not counted. Starting in Bamidbar, continued in Naso, we are told on the counting of males aged 20 plus who will serve in the military, men ages 30 plus who would serve by taking charge of the tabernacle. Thousands did not count. Women, the young, the old, the disabled did not count. Not important, not worthy, including the family of Moses. History reflects this neglect continued throughout the ages. During the Age of Enlightenment, there was a glimmer of change as men were given written rights. At the time, a man had to be 21 years old, Christian, and a landowner to exercise these rights. At this time, women and children were considered property. Slavery was still part of society, as were indentured servitude. Boys became men early in life, but did not have rights until age 21. As the U.S. Constitution brought more rights, as more people were counted, the religion and landowning requirements ceased. Women and children were still chattel, and 18-year-old males could be drafted, but could not vote. By the early 1800s, African-American male slaves were counted as 2/3 of one man. The Dred Scott decision declared African Americans were not citizens, nor had the rights of citizens. The 14th and 15th Amendment of the Constitution gave these men the right to citizenship and vote. African American men, later women, counted. Not de facto. That struggle continued until the Civil Rights Movement of the 1960s, when all African American males counted. In 2008 and 2012, the first African American male was elected as president. Native Americans did not count until 1924, when all Native American Indians born in the U.S. were first granted citizenship. Women did not count until 1920, with the passing of the 19th Amendment. It has taken until 2016 for the first woman to be nominated from a major party, and also to be the first female candidate to be investigated by the FBI during her campaign. But equality is still a goal to be obtained. And now in 2023, we have several women running or considering running as major political female candidates. By the beginning of the 20th century, children did not count. Until the progressive movement, children in the U.S. worked in sweatshops for 10 or more hours a day, usually in the jobs that were most dangerous. Only the privileged received an education. At the beginning of the century, laws began to change, protecting children, limiting their hours and conditions of work, and making mandatory available education. Children began to count. The young men who could be called into the military, but did not have the right to vote for those who made the laws. That changed in the 1970s when 18-year-olds were given the vote. I missed that by 1 year. How have we come a long way? Compared to Mabidmar and Nassau, it is obvious. Compared to the Age of Enlightenment in 1789, when the U.S. Constitution was enforced, yes. But we still have more people who need to be counted. In so many Muslim countries, women have no rights, cannot walk alone, go to school, marry whom they wish, do not own their own bodies. Children are still chattel sold as sex slaves. In the Western world, women, and let's not forget the oppression of gay men and women. In the Western world, women still fight for equality, including the women of the wall. One of the leaders was arrested a few years ago just for bringing a Torah into the women's section. What has begun as a census more than 3,000 years ago, where so many were insignificant. Remember those who did not count as we work to make them count today. Okay, let me see if there's anybody in our chat room. Okay, I lost the chat, so if somebody had chatted before, recite who we had, if we have new people in the chat, because it seems like the chat had closed, so I lost all the messages. Thank you, Elias. All right, let's go back to our sharing the screen. Hi, Phyllis, how are you, Dee? My best to you and Tony. Let's take a few moments to listen to the prayers in our hearts and in our minds as we have a few moments of silent reflection. Oh, say shalom bimruma, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al Yisrael, v'imru, amen. By the way, Albert, I lost the messages, so if there's anything you typed and I didn't see it, I apologize. Okay, as we're going to get ready for our Mishabera prayer, Please type in the names of all those who need our healing, thoughts, and prayers. And I'm going to start with Sid and Joyce, Katie, Luna, and Boomer, Lori, Chris, Robin, Lisa's daughter, Ronnie, Seal's daughter, Rabbi Allison's daughter, Miriam Bat Shulami, Carrie, daughter of Bonnie, Leslie, Minda, Leah, Bat Chaya, Maxine, Marcia, Marlene, Bat Sylvia, Alan and Bobby, George, Stu, David, and Cantor Ovadia. Okay, let me go back. Deb Adore, for those suffering physically and emotionally and spiritually around the world, Dorothy, Marlene, Bill, Robert, Jean, David, Richard, Kaylee, Jasmine, Erica, Ellen D., and all other cancer patients. All Sim Shalomers who are in need of refuah shlema, Granny, Franny, all who have PTSD, friend Sasha, who's in the middle of a relapse. I'm sorry to hear that. Chava Bat Elsa, Pearl Bat Ethel, Thomas David Ben Catherine, Ziona Bat Chava, Alan and his wife Tracy, Ziona and Tom, Sephora's friend and her daughter, Nikki Brooks, Josh, where's my friend? Richards, Ben Sylvia, Bill, Ben Ann, Rivka Bat Svia, Bia Bat Eda, all Sim Shalomers who need healing, survivors of violence and recent disasters, all the sick and affiliated in the world, and our loving pets. And Marvin, you want to unmute and tell us your people?
It's in there, Dawn Almott and Nelson Raspaldo.
Okay, thank you. I actually didn't see it in there, but thank you for telling us. Okay, and Marlene Badchaya, Ginny Badwana, and Perry Ben Betty. All right, let's go back. Oh, Dee, I'm so sorry. Josh will definitely be in our prayers. She wrote, Josh is 16 years sick, and he's looking for a diagnosis. Mishe beirach avotenu b'kol habraha limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe beirach imotenu b'chol habraha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotze bereshit, shelo asanu kikoye haratzot, v'lo samanu kimishpachot hadama, shelo sam helkenu kahem, v'goralenu kehol hamanam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'ne'eman V'haya Adonai, L'melech ha'koretz, V'yom ha'hu, Yeh Adonai Echad, U'shmo Echad. We recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died in this season and years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. The memories of all of them are with us. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we praise Adonai and pray for the coming of Adonai's kingdom. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, yalmad divra hirutei, v'yamlich malhutei. B'chayehon uv'yomehon, uv'chayeh d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agalav zman kari v'yimru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach, V'olam Olamei Almaya, Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yapar V'yiraman V'yinaseh, V'yitadar V'yitalei V'yitalal, Shmei Kudusha B'richu, Le'elam Min Kol Bechata V'shirata, Tush Bechata V'nechamata, Damiram V'yalma V'yimru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mumah, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. And may all those who are in mourning be comforted by the one who comforts all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this evening with me, making it very special. Check us out on the Sim Shalom page, the JSLI page. We have upcoming rabbinic classes. We're trying to get back our JLEAP page, our pre-rabbi, everything you wanted to learn about Judaism page. We have our conversion page, our cantorial program. We're just chock full of stuff. So please check us out. I thank you all for being here. Be well, be safe, and be happy, everybody.
Toda Rabba, Rabbi Karen. Shavua Tova.
Be well. Take care all. Bye-bye.